Good evening, YouTube. I'm home now. Um, just wanted to do a two-part video of a very specific hobby that I love. It's the most unique and it's the one that stands out the most. Now, a lot of you guys know I'm a big video gamer and I love cartoons, music, and horror movies for one thing. But there's a big interest of mine in trains because I don't know. I've always been a rail fan ever since these bad boys over here, which we'll cover next time. It's just a hobby that I've never let escaped. I've never stopped liking. There was never a time I had a disinterest in it. I just love trains. I've always have, and I probably always will be. And Thomas is a perfect way to get people into trains. Even if you never read the books as a child, like Ringo Starr, even if you never, been on a real train or ever thought of liking trains. But yeah, today I'm gonna cover I'm gonna cover my real train collection. And next time we'll get to Thomas, because that's a whole different. That's going to be a whole different part because I have so many. I'm going to show you all my active trains right now. Now I have 3 different gauges of trains, technically just 2. I have HO scale and O scale. I already showed you guys my G scale trains a month or so ago. Let's start with this one right here. This train is running on batteries. This is a Mountain Express 5 Below set, which, believe it or not, actually fits on HO scale, which I'll cover some other time. And I have a trick, and I also have a trick I want to show you guys, but that'll be next time. Anyways, here's my collection. Alright, you've seen that one. This one right here is also a battery-operated train, which also fits on HO scale. It's by a brand called Old Sturgis. It's a Christmas train, and it runs on batteries. It cannot run without the tender. You have to press the button, and it moves. It's a very slow train. It comes with these 2 passenger cars. This one right here looks like a Strasbourg car, which gives me an idea. Yeah, I just type in Old Sturgis Christmas train. It should come up. The cheapest. Now we're gonna get into like real scale. The cheapest HO scale train I have is this Norfolk and Southern Thoroughbred Super Chief. It's got a nice horse on the front. The back coupling is gone for whatever reason. The box got damaged or whatever. By the way, for some reason this track is like so fucked up that I had to make slight alterations to a lot of these trains. But here we go. Case in point, this is Union Pacific Big Boy number 4005. I do not have the tender anymore. I gave it to my ex as a bond. She's the tender to my locomotive. Now I just use a coal tender. Not a coal tender, a coal hopper. Besides, the tender kept derailing. It's probably my oldest locomotive, even though I got all these trains around the same time last February. Let's see how it runs. Now bear with me, it's probably going to run very slowly because I had it, running for like 10 minutes. Probably needs a break now. I know it's not up to scale with the tender, but it's still, I tried blending in the Norfolk and Western letters to make it like more dusty, like it's more older. Originally, I was just gonna have the numbers fade out and write Union Pacific on it. They go a little faster. There's a little light on the thing. There's a little light in front. It's pulling skulls, which are really, really light. They're from the dollar store, Dollar Tree. Trust me, they're light. They're super light. So I don't think it's the weight that's causing the locomotive to go slow. Now let's see it in reverse. What the fuck? Why does the train go faster in reverse? Is this big rigs over the road racing? More like big boys over the rails racing. That's more like it. Yeah, for some reason this locomotive goes super fast backwards, but forward, not quite. It's my favorite steam locomotive of all time. It wasn't cheap, it was like $280. Now here's how I couple it, because you're probably wondering, you know, because this locomotive has a very specific coupling. What I did was, you know how a lot of the HO scale rolling stock have these like curves at the end? So what I do is there's 2 holes, so I put in the second hole in. It works perfectly. I mean, obviously it's not as tall as it should be, but whatever. I'm not gonna get too banged up over the tender. It's whatever. So that's the Union Pacific Big Boy. Really quick, I'll show you it on its own. See if it does run a little bit faster on its own without anything pulling it, suggesting that the Union Pacific Big Boy is so old that it cannot hold like it used to, like the real locomotive probably. But come on, those locomotives can pull hundreds of cars, they can pull miles of cars. They were used during World War II, for fuck's sake. So yeah, that's the Big Boy. Next locomotive, like I just covered briefly, is the Thoroughbred Super Chief. Unfortunately, it has to, you know, pull it backwards because, like I said, there's no tender. No coupling. Oh, didn't couple it. Whoops. I'm gonna also push it too. It's a lot faster than the Big Boy. Obviously, diesel locomotives in real life are more efficient. Yeah, I remember that. You're probably wondering why I have Halloween stuff all over the place. You know, like the skulls and the haunted house and spiders and such. Well, because horror is a big hobby of mine, I try to exploit all elements of my hobbies into trains, because trains is really the only physical merch that I have. Well, I mean, I got Merida. I don't know where to put her. The other train is going to cover another hobby in a sec. So let me just get through HO scale first. One more time. I actually learned a trick on how to get real locomotives to pull Thomas rolling stock. Like I said, story for another time. Alright, so that's Thoroughbred Super Chief. Now my favorite electric locomotive. Ironically, I only have three real locomotives, and they're all different. They all run differently. One's steam, one's diesel, and one's electric. Well, electric is more similar to diesel than steam. And here it is. My favorite electric locomotive, both in model form and in real life. It's the Pennsylvania Railroad GG1 in maroon. It's a pantograph catenary electric locomotive. It was a lot cheaper than the Big Boy. The Thoroughbred Super Chief came with most of the track and rolling stock. Some of the track I had to replace. I had to get extra track because, like I said, the set was, it had to be pre-owned, I think, I don't know, whatever. It works fine. I mean, I've been rolling them for a while. That's why they're starting to act up now. I guess they need a break. They need to rest like a real train would. Just trying to, the only pain in the ass thing is putting it on the rails because there's so many wheels that you gotta fit. Okay. They don't couple manually unless they're like straight. Unless they're really straight. Like it's like a straight. This is my best working locomotive. I don't know why it keeps slowing down over here. And why it's derailing. I don't understand. It was working fine before I started rolling. I don't get it. Just my luck. Always when I make videos, it doesn't go according to plan. Again, it derails. Why is it derailing? I'm doing something wrong. Try going this way. Push. Oh, Jesus. Come on. Model railroading can be a very stressful hobby. It's a great hobby, but it's very stressful at times, and it is costly, and could be time consuming. Well, the time consuming part I'm fine with. Right now it's working good. I'm probably gonna have to, stop after this. For whatever reason, transformer acting up. And I still got one more train to cover. Unlike the big boy, the GG1 did come in a box right there. The big boy just came in bubble wrap. Like I said, it's my favorite locomotive of all time. Well, favorite electric locomotive, both in real life and in model form. The closest stove is no problem. Alright, so got one more locomotive coming up in a sec. Before I wrap up the HO scale models, I've also forgot to mention that the GG1, the pantograph catenary wires can also go down too. You just gotta lock them in place. They're very flexible too. Yeah, it runs just fine with and without. It's probably the most smooth locomotive I have. But anyhow, let's put him off to the side and let's talk about the big one over there. Okay, here we go. Roll him in. This one's a big deal. This, I did not order. This was given to me by one of my father's friends. It is the K-Line Heavy Hauler, but it's my version of it. It originally came with a lot more track and a lot more rolling stock, but I got rid of a lot of it and I slimmed it down to make it more like a standard set, which is something I would have wanted because I'm not picky when it comes to trains. You could ask anybody that. Okay, I'll stop. Like the other train, I included some horror elements. I put stickers all over it. And I added Donkey Kong, my only amiibo, my only Smash amiibo. I taped him on top, which is reenacting my favorite character and my favorite board in Smash. It's the Link Spirit Train, Donkey Kong jumping around. In the other cars, or should I say the low loader, is two Rainforest characters, Bomba the Gorilla and Tookie the Elephant. I positioned them in a spot where they will not fall off because earlier Bomba almost tipped over the entire train. He's not even that heavy. The real low loader came with those logs down there, which is actually a really good spot for them. It's under my Magnavox Odyssey. And the tender lights up. My dad programmed it a very odd way. I cannot control the speed of the train, but it does go backwards. Here's how. You just flick it twice after 2 seconds, and like the big boy, it overheats very quickly, so this is a train that's very limited. Oh, by the way, I put stickers in the cab too. It says Boo in there. They put a spider on the ground. The stickers peel a little bit. The doors open and close in the boxcars. I just wanted a basic train. I didn't need a big set. I just wanted the locomotive, the tender, the boxcar, a flat car, and a caboose. That's it. So there you go. Those are all my real trains. Now I'm going to put them away and have dinner. And I'll show you guys part 2 when I'm done. Be back. Peace.